If you are looking into buying cheap and safe FIFA coins, look no further than footcoinshop.net. They have the fastest service, an incredible loyalty reward system, and the best prices around. Use my creator code Inception when you sign up for your account and get a 5% discount with your order. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have an evolutions for the icon. My chat's telling me that this thing is 200k. But let me just go ahead and confirm this, because if it's 200k, it's a little bit crazy. Where is it? Wow. Holy. 200k. Listen, guys, before we get started with taking a look at the individual icons, we gotta admit, they don't do this for the people to spend the coins on, okay? They do this for the people to spend the FIFA points on. Let's just be the first to say this, okay? Because I can promise you that a very large majority of people would not put an actual 200k into this. This is a FIFA point specific thing, in my opinion. Not a situation like Llorente during that time period where it's like, guys, if you have the money, do it right away, right? But some of the icon upgrades could be really cool. We'll go ahead and just take a look at some of them, right? So the first one is regular stat improvements. Second one, oh, sorry. Oh, my controller is actually like busted, eh? Is it this? No, it's my right stick. I have to like do the click in thing, eh? They have a new PS5 controller, by the way, so I'll have to take a look at that. Anyways, Tiki Taka, a W playstyle. I like that. That playstyle is just it's me written all over. I love that playstyle. Tiki Taka. Give me a Tiki Taka and Mbappe, you know what I'm saying? Like that'd be whew. Anyways, first touch. First touch is cool. If you do a driven pass into people, not too bad. But honestly, like first touch, I don't really notice as much as like some other play styles that could be added. So Tiki Taka is all right if the players have specific things. Okay, so the first one here is going to be Socrates, right? So these things do not get a weak foot or skill move upgrade, right? So this is the best version of his card currently. With the improvement, it's still this is interesting, right? Because with Socrates, let's just take a look at this guy. So he is someone who is high in average plus. The balance is really low on this card. Now, could he potentially still be very good in game? Absolutely. I'm not going to say that he can't, right? However, this doesn't look like a similar situation to Talisca, because Talisca, right? Just to do a nice little cheeky comparison here, let's go to the inform here. 84, or I think it's the 86, right? Yeah, so 86 rated into the evolution. When you take a look at Talisca's card, he has a different body type, and this body type, because I've already used this, right, high and lean, it actually compensates a lot for the balance being lower on this card, okay? And I trust me, I've already reviewed not the new version. The new version actually might be really, really nice, to be fair, like this one right here. But I did review a previous version, and the first thing that I noticed is how much I didn't really care about his balance being at a 64, because he genuinely performs really well in game. So maybe with Socrates, if it was kind of like a guarantee like this, where he had that sort of body type, which obviously is impossible because he doesn't have that body type IRL, right? Then I would find it to be a little bit more interesting. But this is a little bit more of a risk, right? Especially for a card that you would have had to pack, right? So if you packed him, he would have been whatever value he was. He went up 49k because of the evolutions being an addicting thing for people to go ahead and complete, let's be honest, right? But 239 is the current market value. It's a card you'd probably have to pack. If you packed him and then you put 200k into the SBC, you would still have to work with a lower balance, right? So by default, you would have to be okay with a physical oriented attacker, which not everybody is, right? Because right away, you know, this is a card I would give a hunter to, because I want to boost that pace as well as the shooting, and then I would just have to work with agility and balance being on the lower side like that. So if you enjoy physical type strikers, it could still be decent in game, but it's a little bit more of a risk. Okay, so then, you know, you move into a player like Zola, and I think Zola, he kind of fits the meta of the game a little bit more, right? In my opinion, because yes, it's a four-star player. He's given Tiki Taka, but a couple things, right? Zola has finesse shot plus. He's got dead ball, technical flair, Trivela, Tiki Taka, first touch. So he has a few things that look really nice to work with. Now Zola kind of joins that category where he has agility and balance set up a certain way, but you don't really care that much about it a lot of the times with him. Now, the way that he's formatted, you know, you can either go in the direction of giving him a hawk to like really max out shooting on the card. If he's using the cam position, it would be horrible, right? But we all know that pace is pretty relevant to work with in this game. So giving him a hunter chemistry style would be ideal for most people to boost the pace, to boost the shooting as much as possible while getting the improvement. So if you give him the hunter, this is the difference between, excuse me, both of the versions, right? So 3s on the card would definitely make a nice solid improvement, but at the end of the day, it's still an 85 for agility, 87 bounce. Like I said, you don't notice it as much as previous other players, you know, but it's still there, right, when you're using these cards. But he still looks like a very solid option. You know, he has more play styles to work with that fit the meta of the game a little bit more, especially since he is a smaller player. So listen, let's say you packed this guy, right? You packed this guy, he went up in price by quite a bit, 138k, and then you decide to put 200k into him, you know, up to you. You'll be getting a card that's a little bit better to work with, right? The main differences between the two cards is like this, but you just have to be mindful of the type of chemistry style that you would actually give the card as well, right? What else we got here? So we got Michael Ballack, who does have another card. He has this version. This card is a medium-high work rated player. Okay, so this card looks interesting if he has the right playstyles. He has a few playstyles. It's mainly an intercept and aerial, I would say. Tiki-taka is nice too. First touch for him, it's gonna be kind of whatever. Aerial, tiki-taka, intercept, maybe power header in certain situations, maybe. I mean, I don't know how often you're gonna use that. Aerial for sure to win the ball in the air in the middle, right? But an intercept for sure as well because of how tall he is, physical. Power shot plus, I mean, honestly, if you take them, he could score a nice goal, but it's not like a super meta thing to do, right? So if you choose to get this card, in comparison to the other icon version, it is an improved version of the card, right? This one is someone that, again, I think with most of these icon cards, you would have to pack them initially. So you would pack this card initially, 200k into him. This card right here costs 378k. So you're basically spending, if you packed it, so that's the key thing here. If you put SBC fodder and all that stuff, you're not buying it and then upgrading it. If you packed it, it's like a card that's 200k instead of being 378. If you put fodder into it, like the icon SBC, then that's who you got, right? If you kept a hold of him and stuff. But most of the times when people got these cards, I'm pretty sure they use them towards fodder. I don't think they really realize a card like this was potentially going to come out, right? But it depends, I guess, right? It depends on the person. Robin Van Persie, physical type striker again. Now this card looks nice. A couple things though. When you give him an engine, you do boost the dribbling, which is still on the lower side at 89, 83, but he's a physical type striker, so it's not really that big of a deal, right? 4-star, left-footed, 6 foot tall. For him, it's not that big of a deal because he usually has really good shooting play styles, right? So sure, you can't really work with the pace if you don't boost the pace, right? For a card like this, he has finesse shot, first touch plus, chip shot, power shot, technical. So it's all about just getting that ball one time and then shooting, right? So in a lot of situations, a lot of people would not care about, you know, increasing his dribbling to be as high as possible. It depends on your playstyle, obviously. So a card like this on the improvements with a hunter could be ideal for a lot of people. Why? Because he's a high-low work rated card. So if he has that certain attacking AI playstyle in game, increasing the pace to be as high as possible, as well as his shooting to then work with the playstyles that he has, would be the interesting variable for a card who has a high and average body type. So because he has a high and average, I think with the agility and balance, you're probably just going to have to use that for what it is. But again, just depends on the person, really. Schweinsteiger, is he controlled lengthy? He is on a shadow. This card doesn't look that bad. Playstyle's long ball plus is really nice. I like that. Long ball plus is very, very nice. Power shot, intercept's good. Tiki-taka. Press proven is actually pretty decent. He has a high. He does. Yeah, but he's a 3-star player. Would you spend that much money on a card like this that's 3-star? Maybe if he gets the improvement in the future, potentially, right? Shadow chemistry style to boost the pace, to boost the defense. Physical stats also gonna be there. To be fair, guys, if you play this card in the CDM position, he actually could potentially be really good if you're okay with using a high work rated player there. But it has to be like specifically in those formations where it's like a 4-2-3-1, in my honest opinion. Or you play 4-3-2-1, but he's the guy that's on stay back while attacking cover center in the right-sided areas. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I can actually see him do okay in that area, right? Because the lengthy will push pace out of the card. If he has a good running animation, it just depends. And then you do have shooting capabilities if he does get into those areas too. But it's that long ball plus that's like very, very underrated. It's really nice to have passing playstyles in this game too, right? So Koman, his pace, I think his pace boost is not high enough. I mean, it's okay actually. No. I mean, there's gonna be better center backs. People are gonna have better center backs. If you have Laurent Blanc, honestly, I'd probably use a Thiago Silva before I use this card as center back. Personally, like the Centurion one with the Anticipate Plus, I think I'd rather use that. But the thing is that with this card, maybe some people use him as an actual midfielder instead. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he's a high medium work rated card, he kind of looks like a card you would start off at center back and then you would rotate him into the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just looks like that type of guy because he has the play styles for it. He's got tiki taka, long ball pass, dead ball is like kind of like whatever, but it's not whatever, because if you get into a free kick and you can actually hit it, then he's gonna be really deadly on those for like the regular free kicks. But yeah, you know, even as like a regular power shot, which he could, you know, score a nice opportunity with. But do I see people using the evolution on him? Probably not. Nedved's an interesting one. Let me see. Do you know what's funny about this card? When Nick and I did a co-op back in the day, this guy was like a club legend for us in a way. Like, we used him as a left mid in like a 3-back formation. And I think he was formatted similarly to this on the engine chemistry style. But I think for this year's game, I think it would be affected a little bit more. It probably wouldn't be like as crazy. He does have Power Shot Plus to work with a 5-star weak foot if you take those types of strikes. Rapid, Relentless, Tiki Taka, First Touch. Yeah. He's kind of like strangely formatted too, because it kind of looks like I want to give him a hunter as well to boost the pace as well as the shooting. But then the dribbling I would have to work with. He's definitely going to feel physical oriented because he's 5'10" with an average body type. So I guess it depends on like what the play styles are like in the game too, right? So always food for thought. Steven Gerrard gets an improvement as well. See, I think when they release stuff like this, I think they know that the casuals will be super into this, right? Like, they see this and they're like, oh my god, I can upgrade CVG. I need to do this right now. I already packed him and I can upgrade the card that I already packed. I need to get this FIFA points. Like, that's their logic, in my opinion, when it comes to doing these types of things. And, you know, those guys are going to be all over this for sure. But, again, controlled lengthy, shadow chemistry style, boosting the pace, boosting the defense as much as possible. Shooting, to be fair, is in a pretty good area. His dribbling is on the lower side, so it wouldn't be completely horrible. Like, just listen to me, okay? It might not be horrible. For usability, for people that want to build some sort of Liverpool squad, to give him an engine, keep him on a lengthy, right? And then still work with really good shooting stats. Wouldn't be horrible. Wouldn't be horrible. For usability, for people to have fun with, like, I mean, tell me, listen, if this is like a Portuguese player, that's, for as a midfielder, like, it'd be decent enough for me, you know? So, Shevchenko, you know what? They've created in the past a usable Shevchenko card. It was like a year or two ago and they released like an SBC, but he's never been like super fantastic. Honestly, if they ever created some sort of like AC Milan Shevchenko where he just cooks like that, it'd be kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. But this card stays as a 3-star, 4-star player, right-footed, high work rates. I mean, you know. Clarence Seedorf. This could be nice. 68 defense. 68 defense in this guy. Shadow chemistry style. I mean, usability is there, but nothing like too crazy special either, right? This is a disrespectful card, by the way. It's like, I don't know why they choose to make Seedorf like so fodder in this game. That confuses me because Clarence Seedorf in real life was a very good player. I don't know why they do that. Anyways, Perez as the next one. Perez is going to be outdated as well, I think. You know, even if you give him a hunter, physical-oriented dribbling, but could be compensated with finesse shot plus in some situations, right? But you're just going to have to work with the dribbling being as it is as well, right? He will have incisive pass, which is really nice. He's got technical, tiki-taka, quick step. Finesse shot plus is obviously like the really big one, because when you have shooting stats that are a little bit, you know, in a nice area, it's nice to be able to pop those off. But it's... They were like basically nerfed like 20%, 15% from the patch, right? So they're still effective, but maybe not like as effective. You know, like if you had Iago Aspas, like you probably don't see Iago Aspas in a team anymore because that finesse shot plus is not going to be as much worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like that, because the patch kind of like changed a little lot. Haji, they never really make a crazy Haji card. 91 dribbling though. See, the thing about these cards, right, is that when I look at them, it makes me want to give them a finisher. You know what I'm saying? Really boost the agility and balance to put in the 90s area, and then to really boost the finishing. But then I would have to use the pace on a lower side, so I would have to be forced to use some sort of formation where it's like 4-1-2-1-2, 4-2-3-1, you know what I'm saying? And then I would just have to sack for the pace being lower for an evolution that's 200k. You know what I mean? I think there's gonna be a few more to work with. I think it's like all of them really. There's gonna be a bunch of cards here. Sidorf, Haji, Lampard gets one too. Lampard gets the upgrade if I give him a shadow. I think he's a lengthy as well, right? Controlled lengthy, yeah. I mean, listen, the Chelsea fans will be all over this, right? If they did end up packing this one and they want to improve it to an evolution version, they'll do it. Like, they'll do it for sure. He has Power Shot Plus and sets the pass. I'm happy that they actually gave him passing stuff, because his passes were very good in real life. But yeah, again, usability is there for sure, but it's just usability because, you know, agility and balance is on the lower side. He is a lengthy, so the pace is not in a horrible situation, but maybe the defensive stats could be a little bit higher to help on the meta of the gameplay. But he still has like good enough stuff to like do okay if someone's like good enough to use with a Chelsea team. Laudrup is always, isn't Laudrup the one that has horrible finishing? These cards are all formatted for finishers. Like even the winter wildcard for a lot of those SBCs were formatted for it too, and I'm like, if you sacrifice pace in a game that's dominated by pace and counterattacks, it's kind of like, you know. That's why when I do reviews, people always like with Walker, they're like, oh, why don't you give him a Guardian if you don't like his, was it a Guardian or a Gladiator? Which one gives a dribbling boost? It's Guardian, right? Oh, why don't you give him a Guardian if you don't like his dribbling so much? Because then I don't boost the pace, and the pace is the most important part. Imagine not giving a pace boost to a fullback. Are you crazy? In this game, are you out of your mind? This is how I know people are playing like super conservative defensive stuff, you know, like, I'm sorry to say, but it's true. These cards are like, I would say they're kind of like pointless to look at. Like when it comes to skulls, like dude, skulls, look at skulls, bro. So this card is so bad, so bad. But Man United fans are gonna be all over this one, baby. Let's get it. They're gonna give him a Hunter chemistry shot and pop in some long shots with the boy. I never see these guys once in this game, but to each their own. But yeah, some of these other cards are not really like worth looking into, because the improvements for this point in the game, it's not really like super worth it. As I have mentioned earlier, a lot of these cards, they're mainly for, I mean, listen, they could get good improvements in the future if you could somehow like EVO an icon. I don't know if that's going to happen again from the ones that you currently have, but I guess it depends on if they go in that direction pretty much, because I don't really see anything like too crazy impressive for a long period of time. I think meta-wise, if there's like further improvements, like Ballack, Zola could be decent. I mean, it just depends, because like some of these guys have base card stats that you have to improve, and then you just sacrifice the chemistry style in another area, right? So yeah, one of those evolutions. I think it's mainly going to be for people that already have the icon on their team. They have FIFA points on their account, and they're just like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade them, because for an actual 200k, I don't see a lot of people doing it if they like look at it from a more logical perspective, because you know the casuals will. If they have 200k, they're like, I'm all over this, dude. I'm all over this. But oh, I totally forgot that Benzema, you can totally get Benzema in that SBC, bro. If I got Benzema in the SBC for the RTG accounts, I'd probably play more. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. There's not really much else to talk about. You know, these players, people are searching to see if they have evolutions and stuff, right? But they're not trending for a reason by the looks of it. And they know, look, they have like Samuel Eto'o and stuff. They're like, yeah, we're not gonna do it for Samuel Eto'o, you know? They don't do it for like the main squeeze guys, you know? But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.